Hey guys, tonight I'm going to talk about DLC as well as give away some additional DLC for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Hey guys, I'm Greg. Welcome back to Nerd Rage. Today I want to kind of go off about some DL stuff, but before I go off on that, I want to make an announcement. I'm going to give away some free DLC for Black Ops 2. I'm going to give away the Nuketown map and a couple of avatar props and items. So if you want those, all you have to do is rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll pick a winner within 7 days of this video. Now the big thing I'm giving away too is I'm giving away their latest map pack, the 4 maps. The Resurgence, I think it's called, DLC pack for Black Ops 2, which includes 4 new maps, a new zombie co-op map, and then a new weapon. I will give that away only if this video gets more than 2,000 hits. So rate, comment, and subscribe, and if this video gets more than 2,000 hits, I will pick a subscriber and a commenter in the below. You have to subscribe and leave a comment, and I will pick a random winner within 7 days if this gets more than 2,000 hits and give away that DLC. No strings attached. So just remember to do that, and that's all you have to do. Rate, comment, subscribe, share the video for your greater chances to be able to get to that 2,000 hit mark, and we'll go from there. So DLC. I wanted to talk about this because Activision just recently released their DLC, and in my personal opinion, whether you hate or like Call of Duty, I believe they're doing it right. Like Activision has got a good idea of how downloadable content works. You release a game and then you say, hey, we're gonna do this slew of content over X amount of period of months, and they're getting really good for it. This last Call of Duty DLC I thought was great value for $15, because like usually 4 maps, $15, people were like, it could be a little expensive, but they're giving you 4 maps, a co-op map, and a weapon, which gives it a little bit more bang for your buck, I guess you're saying. And the maps are actually super fun, guys. I've played them, and it's a lot different from MW3, where you're constantly getting shot in the back, just shot in the back, shot in the back, shot in the back. They're a lot more, they're designed better, I guess, as you'd say. And I really think they got it down. So whether you hate Call of Duty or love it, they really do have a good kind of business practice with their DLC. They get it. Now, I've noticed a lot of stuff, like with Devil May Cry, that came out recently. I'm still in the middle of playing that Capcom says there will be DLC, but I'm using Capcom as an example because they're just horrible with their DLC. They are just god-awful. I mean, with Dead Rising 2 and Ultimate vs. Capcom 3 and like all their games is just their DLC for Asura's Wrath. It's just horrible. They're on this marketing downfall where it's like, let's lock stuff out of the game, or let's charge people $5 for skins, and on top of that, you can't even like pick which skins you want. It's going to be bundled together with other characters. So if you have 3 different characters on 3 different teams for Ultimate vs. Capcom and they're not in one bundle, you have to buy 2 more bundles. It's like, what? I don't think they're $5. I think they're like $2 or $3 each or something, but still, it's like, come on, guys. Skins and DLC are just ridiculous. Now, if they're bundled together with additional content, like, you know, like a new level or a new campaign or like a new side story, and you include skins in that, that's okay. But if you're just selling skins, like, here are some skins, that pisses me off to no avail, because this is stuff that that I used to get when I would beat a game. I would beat a game on hard or something, and it would unlock new skins. It would unlock new abilities. Spider-Man for PlayStation. I beat that game and it unlocked a bunch of new costumes. I didn't have to pay money to get additional costumes. Like, this stuff should be unlocked if you beat the game on hard or meet certain challenges or achievements. That's my personal opinion. For skins, it's just purely cosmetic, and I think that's bullcrap that they charge people for the cosmetic stuff. I hate that. I really hate that. And Capcom's just been on this downward spiral where they promise DLC and it ends up being locked disc content. And I want to get into this a little bit too. Locked disc content is stuff that's on the game, done, boom, ready to go, and you have to pay a code to unlock it from the game. It's literally on the disc. You're not downloading anything but an unlock code so you can play it. You can usually tell what is disc unlock content by the size of the DLC. For example, in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Shuma and Jill are downloadable DLC characters, but if you go to the download screen, I think their downloads are like in the kilobytes, like it's smaller than a Word file, so obviously it's a disc unlock. And I don't support those, and none of you guys should support that crap. Cliff Basinski said that it's the future. He mentioned something in a tweet or in an interview that it's something we're going to have to deal with and it's part of the future, and I totally disagree. If nobody buys it, they won't do it, and that That shit is what really gets my goat. If you pay $60 for a game, you shouldn't be locking out content. This is where the slippery slope begins to happen. Because as you finish a game, you can be like, hey, okay, we'll charge $60 for this, but what if we lock out these side quests and charge $5 a piece for them? Like, that is when it gets really shady and just really kind of greedy. If games are costing more to make, charge more for the game. Don't artificially try to get more money out of it by putting up DLC for skins and extra campaigns and stuff like that. And then you have like the pre-order bonuses, which I could care less about. I usually gamefly everything personally, so I never really do any of the pre-order bonuses. But I guess that's a good way to get people to pre-order it, like occasionally if you have some like different bonuses. But like the Robin DLC for Batman Arkham City, that was a pre-order bonus. The Catwoman DLC was a pre-order bonus, stuff like that. And then they bundle them together in like Ultimate Editions, which I have no problem doing for. But then again, like, these things aren't really disc unlocks. These things were actually either not finished at the time of release, or they didn't have time to put it on the disc, and that's acceptable. If you didn't finish in time and you make it as DLC afterwards, that's acceptable. But like, all DLC should be on the line of Skyrim and Borderlands, where you get Borderlands is a good example, because you get just a huge value for your DLC, gigantic value. I think they're what, 500 Microsoft points a piece, and they give you like 6 to 8 hours of gameplay. That's a tremendous value. I mean, that's a ton more than like what Capcom's doing with all their bullshit. And Capcom needs to stop. Capcom, if you're watching this, stop. Like, this is giving you guys horrible reputation. I don't like it. People don't like it. They don't like it. Despite what your charts say about like, oh, they're buying it, they don't like it. It's really crappy that you're doing it. Stop doing disc locked DLC. That's crap. At least pretend it's bigger, just so like I don't have to know that it's a disc unlock, because that's how I know it's a disc unlock, when it's in the kilobyte ratios. But there are a lot of different ways to do DLC, and that's my question for you guys, is how do you feel about disc lock content? How do you feel about skin DLC, where you're paying $5 for 3 different skins for your main character to play through the solo campaign? Doesn't that get you guys angry a little bit? I mean, most of you guys are gamers. You probably played on the PlayStation, N64, maybe even before that. I mean, I grew up on the Sega Genesis and Nintendo, and like, when you beat a game, you would unlock different things. You'd be like, oh cool, I unlocked a very hard mode, or I unlocked a cheat code for Infinite Life, or I unlocked a new costume or a new ability, something crazy, something fun, you know, as a reward for beating the game. Now it's just like, oh, you have achievements and trophies, so we need to do it. We'll charge you for the extra costume. And I don't really think that's fair. I think costumes should still be an unlockable if you beat the game or meet a certain challenge within the game to unlock it, instead of having to pay $2 for it. And just the DLC in general is just getting out of control. I mean, what's to stop people from locking out more and more content? So you pay for a $60 game, and then they have all this stuff in the game that they deliberately locked out to get another $28 from you guys, or $30 from you guys. I don't think that's very fair to the consumer market. I think if you're going to make DLC, you should take a note from Skyrim, from Activision, from other companies that are doing it, in my view, are doing it correctly. Activision, whether you like or hate, like I said before, like if you like hate Call of Duty, they've got a good thing going. They've got the season of DLC where they bump it up and they give you a lot of bang for your buck. They're giving you weapons now. Who knows? Maybe they'll give you even perks in the future, which would be really cool. And they give you a lot of value for their cash. Same thing with Skyrim. Same thing with Borderlands. But just again, I'm focusing on Capcom here because they just seem to just milk this DLC thing for all it's worth. And I think they get confused for what DLC actually is, or what it's supposed to be, and what people actually pay for. I'm hoping that, I'm hoping that DLC will happen for Devil May Cry, and I'm hoping that it'll be good DLC and not just, hey, $5 for white-haired Dante. You know what I mean? Like, actually, a white-haired Dante is unlockable in that, and that's how it should be. So to wrap things up, do you guys think that on-disc DLC is the future of gaming and we'll see more of it? And do you guys like DLC in general? Do you buy a lot of it? Do you ignore it? Do you think it's overpriced? Do you think it's underpriced? Do you think it's a fair deal or an unfair deal? I'm really curious to see what you guys' view on this. I happen to think that Borderlands, Skyrim, and Activision have this down to a science. They just have it down to a science. They know the price point, they know what the value is, and they actually have teams working on this stuff post-launch of the game, so it actually literally is downloadable content, not just something they locked out of the game. So let you see, guys, that's my little rant on DLC. So make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and remember, I'm giving away Call of Duty Black Ops 2 DLC. So rate, comment, subscribe, leave a comment below, share the video on your Facebook, Twitter, whatever. If this gets 2,000 views, I will give out the latest Black Ops 2 map pack DLC to one of you guys. So, that's it. Thanks for watching.